But first, I'd like to thank a lot of people that would not be possible without. The project would not be possible without all of these people behind me. From Mr. Stevie mentoring me through this whole process and playing piano so valiantly, and all these musicians that span all the way from Kai in the 5th grade, and then Yuhan, who is in 10th grade, who's an amazing musician. I played with her, so I've played with Dwaning and a few quartets. Who's in 9th grade, and Milo is in 12th grade with me, and is a great musician. And Mr. Bernstein in the back there, who's my pipe lesson teacher. Audie, who's in the 11th grade. Thomas, who's in the 9th grade. Juliana, who's not here right now, who's in the 8th grade, who's going to do Language, you should all come and see it. And Clover, who's in the 7th grade. So we span like all over the place. And finally, Miss Tegan in the back there on the field. So, but last but not least, who I would never forget, who this project would not happen without, and this, yeah, Shanti. Who's in the 9th grade, but is so advanced at singing and has such a beautiful voice. And Miss Holly came up to me the other day, who was also a very big help in this project. Thank you so much, Miss Holly. And said, I don't know how she learned it. It's such a hard piece, which it is. Which I'm a learning composer, and like writing for voice is a whole different ball of wax than writing for orchestra or piano or anything like that. So Shanti did an amazing job learning this super difficult piece that Miss Holly said she couldn't even learn. So please give it a So I decided, instead of just me talking, there's probably a lot of questions, and I'm just going to go off of the questions of what you guys are interested in. If you don't have any, of course I'll talk a little bit. But are there any questions right now? Yes, Larry Carter, right?
When do we get to hear this again?
TBD. It might be performed at some school assembly, but it's a hard thing to say. I don't know, but I'll let you know.
Any major influences?
Major influences? Yes, there's, I mean, I was looking around for poems to write a piece to, because originally I was going to write an operetta, but the libretto became too hard for me to handle, and with this amount of time I had. So I came across this poem of Woods in Winter by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Now going through this poem was very interesting, like getting more philosophical about it. And so it's the lyrics to this, some of you may have the cards, were exactly what you heard today. And I tried to interpret that to music. That was also one of my hardest parts about this project, was making turning the words into music, which is super difficult. Because one person's perception of the poem might be someone different. So it's a very fine line you're walking, but I finally took a personal approach and took it like that. Another thing was that like a lot of pieces like have a form to them, like an A, a B, a C section, and then maybe go back to the A section. But this piece was really difficult because the poem was changing the entire time. So I just followed more the arc of the poem, and I did there were some reoccurrences of the themes. Maybe some of you may have heard, but yeah. Also, right back to your question, with the inspiration I was really inspired by Massenet's Meditation from Thais, which is a very simple piece, in the orchestration wise. That really inspired me for the orchestration being, it's, if you look at the score, there's just whole notes all on the bottom, just like slurred together for the first like few pages of the score. And on top of that, there's just, it's like a cushion of chords, of strings. And on top of that, there is just a harp doing arpeggios up and down the entire time. And then on top of that, there's a very romantic, expressive melody that really, I sort of took that inspiration with having arpeggios and then just a cushion of strings on the bottom. So yeah,